Hey, welcome back. Today I want to talk about something that, well, I mentioned it, I talked about this a long time ago, but it's been a while, and I'm pretty sure that nobody goes back that far in my videos. And it's a rather important topic that I think we need to talk about is natural horsemanship. And, well, if I really wanted to, I could make this a very short video by simply stopping right now after I say there's no such thing. Why do I say that, though? I'm going to explain a little bit, because honestly, there is no such thing as natural horsemanship. Now, there's lots of people that like it, lots of people that don't like it, some people that aren't really sure what it even is. Well, let me tell you a little bit about the history of natural horsemanship. It all started out, well, quite a few years ago. There was a gentleman that was, I'm not going to mention any names, but he was at the time, he was pretty popular. And in the midst of an interview, they asked, what kind of horsemanship do you do? And well, he's quick on his feet and says, natural horsemanship, because he takes into account the nature of the horse and tries to do things with the horse as natural as possible. Well, that's kind of how that come about. Well, it was basically just a made-up term in the middle of an interview. Really didn't, I don't know how much thought he put into that or not. But at that particular time, there were a number of other individuals up and coming that were gaining popularity, and they wanted to boost their popularity. And so because of him being so popular, they decided, hey, we're going to use that same term because people seem to like it. So quite a few other people started saying, hey, I practice natural horsemanship too. And this partly leads to the problems with it, and why some people like it and some people don't is because it all depends on who you've seen practicing it. Because everybody does it a little different because of the fact it doesn't actually exist. There's no standard for it. And it is as varied as the individuals practicing it. Now, there is a general type, or I'm trying to think how to say it. There is a basic method or way of going about things that encompasses what is come to know as natural horsemanship, pressure and release and stuff like that. But it's nothing new. It's not something that a lot of people get real excited about this stuff because they think it's a new thing. It's not. The type of horsemanship that generally encompasses natural horsemanship is stuff that has been around for a very long time. I don't even know how far back it goes, but I know of guys that were practicing that style of horsemanship, in fact, even better, for, well, going back probably 75 years or more, whereas the term natural horsemanship, I think that only came up about 30, 40 years ago, somewhere in there. And of course, it was a great marketing tool because everybody likes the word natural. They think natural is good. I mean, you go into a grocery store, my goodness, the products that are labeled natural, talk about a marketing word. But you got to remember there's a lot of things in nature that are downright deadly too, not only some of the animals, depending on where you live, but even some of the natural occurring elements like lead, mercury, arsenic, even asbestos, cancer-causing asbestos. All those things are natural, 100% natural. And, so the word natural isn't necessarily a good thing. You got to remember, I mean, even dog dew is natural, and anybody that's ever stepped in that can tell you how unpleasant that is to have it stuck to your shoe. Yeah, natural. Well, so that's the whole thing is, natural horsemanship, really, it doesn't exist. And, well, both myself and a number of other people I know of, people will say because of what we do and how we do it that what we're doing is natural horsemanship, and no, it's not. I don't do natural horsemanship because there's no such thing. And I can think of at least one other guy. He actually gets a little bit offended when people say that, not horribly because they don't mean it. They mean well, and they don't know any different. But he knows better than to say what he's doing is natural horsemanship. As far as I'm concerned, there really is only two kinds of horsemanship, good and bad, and even that is going to be largely opinion. And my standards is, if it works and is gentle to the horse, that's fair game. You can call it whatever you want. Putting a label on something doesn't change what it is. Either you're nice to the horse and your methods are effective, or it's not. Simple as that. But so what is natural horsemanship? Doesn't exist. No such thing. So just thought I'd mention that because, like I said, in recent years in particular, it's been getting a bit of a bad rap. Some people really don't like it. There's still lots of people that do like it. And for good reason, too, because many of the methods employed by people that claim to be practicing natural horsemanship are fairly good. It's not in all a bad thing, but you need to just be aware of the fact that it doesn't exist, and it's going to be as varied as the individuals practicing it. So don't ever think that it is or isn't this or that or the other thing, because there's no standard. And it's going to be as unique as the individual practicing it. And, I don't think what I do is natural horsemanship because of the fact that it doesn't exist. And based on what most guys do that practice natural horsemanship, I think I've actually taken it a step further, and hopefully I've improved what I do to the point where I'm giving the horse a little bit more consideration and understanding than what a lot of the people that claim to be practicing natural horsemanship do. And I'll say that there are, in fact, some of them out there. Beware. They might use that word, but it doesn't mean a darn thing. It doesn't mean they're very good. It doesn't mean they're very gentle or kind or thorough. So there you go. That's my little rant on natural horsemanship. What it is, what it isn't, how it came to be. Well, like I said, it doesn't exist, so it isn't. But the term came to be in the middle of an interview. It was made up, and a lot of other people started using it simply because of the popularity of the one individual that was being interviewed at the time that came up with the term. And so, wanting to ride on his success and popularity, they took advantage of that. And again, the word natural, very popular one for marketing. A lot of people really like that word. I understand that. Like I said, you go into a grocery store and you'll be overwhelmed by the number of products that say natural on them, either as part of their name or just a description of what they are, that sort of thing. So natural horsemanship doesn't exist, but I'm not going to say it's a bad thing. There's some guys out there practicing it, or claiming to, and they're doing okay. What they're doing isn't bad. So there are some out there that claim to be practicing natural horsemanship, and as far as I'm concerned, shouldn't be allowed near a horse. But that's just the way it goes. So take it for what it's worth. Just be aware of the fact that natural horsemanship does not exist. There's no standard for it, and it is as varied as the individuals that claim to be practicing it. So don't think that if somebody says, hey, this is natural horsemanship, sorry, it might not actually be. Well, no, it definitely isn't. There you go. Have a good day.